Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be doing my April TBR. So most of these authors, I either have read from them or I want to read from them because I will be going to a Polycon at the end of April this year. I'm super excited, but I'm also nervous because it is my first book convention, but you know, we all gotta start somewhere, and I'm excited to see authors that I want to see and meet new people and just talk about books and have fun. So this is very Polycon related. Most of these authors I haven't read from, but I want to read from before I go. It is quite a long list, so hopefully I can get to most of them because I want to see more authors. I think there's like 5 or 6, 7, 8-ish authors that I know for sure I want to see at a Polycon, but I want to add more to it because I'm going there and I want to see as many authors as I can. So I'm trying to read all of these authors, at least like one book, or just to get a feel of their writing and see if I like them, if I want to go see them or check out their books, so on and so forth. Anyways, let's get into it. First one on my list is Bloodied Hands by Adelaide Forrest. Adelaide Forrest will be at a Polycon, so all of these authors are going to be at a Polycon. So let me not say that after every author, but Bloodied Hands by Adelaide Forrest is one that I've been wanting to read for a while. I just never got around to it, but I need to. It's also a mafia romance. That's all I know. I know that it's unhinged. It's probably a little toxic, but you know, it's mafia, dark romance, and I'm here for it. Then I want to read Written with Regret by Aly Martinez. This is actually a duet. I think each one is about like 200 pages. I want to read the whole duet, but I only wrote the first book on here. I have read Aly Martinez before, but I haven't gotten a 5-star from her yet. So we'll see. I do want to read it though. I also want to read this Stay With Me series by Nicole Fiorina. I'm thinking about doing a reading vlog for this because it's also like a reading along going on right now for this series, but I'm just not sure if I will or will not. I only have the first book on here, but I do want to read the whole thing. This would be a reread for me. If you know, you know. This book has been on so many TBRs of mine. I have the audiobook. Like, I don't know what is going on. I just need to get to it. And Nicole Fiorina is going to be there, and I want to be able to see her. There's also Heathens by Nicole Fiorina. In case I don't fully get invested into Stay With Me or I just procrastinate it, I don't know. I do have Heathens as well because it is more of a fantasy romance. Is it a fantasy romance? It's giving like dark academia fantasy vibes, and I'm really interested in that one. Actually, the second book recently just came out, so it's also a duet series. So I don't know, there's so many series on here, but I'm trying to read at least one book so I can get a feel of them, like I said. Moving on, I also want to read When It Rains by B. Celeste. I know this one is what, like I think this one is Marriage in Trouble. The cover, absolutely stunning. I want to love this book solely for this cover. Like, I want to love this book because I want to buy the book and, like, you know, get it signed. It is so beautiful. Anyways, no, I don't think it's not a Marriage in Trouble. Basically, our heroine, I believe she is the villain of her own love story. She did something to the love of her life and she kind of just ruined her love. Then she runs into him again. She's never stopped loving him and he like hates her. I don't know. It sounds really good and I love the cover, and that's the one I chose for B. Celeste. Then I have Defy the Night by Brigid Kemmerer. Brigid Kemmerer. Yeah, I want to read this. I know this is a trilogy. I think it's gonna be a trilogy. I think there's only 2 books out right now. It is a fantasy romance. I've been wanting to read Brigid Kemmerer for a while now, and I do own this book. I don't know if I'm gonna read it physically or if I'm gonna end up getting the ebook. I don't know. I'm so toxic like that, but I do own it physically, so I want to read this one. And yeah, so that's on my TBR. Okay, then I have Inhale Exhale by C.L. Matthews. Now, for sure, this is a Marriage in Trouble. The cover on this one, so hot. I want to love it. I want to love it so bad so I can like buy the book. But this is a Marriage in Trouble, and that's all I need to know. I know Cheyenne from That Top Book Girl. She actually read it. This book had actually been on my radar for some time now. It just kind of got lost in my endless TBR, and then I saw Cheyenne talk about it, and I was like, oh my god, I'm pretty sure she liked it, and I just want to read it. I do. Marriage in Trouble, the angst, it's gonna give it to me. I just know. So hopefully I love it. Then I have Follow the River by C.E. Ricci. This is actually an MM extreme bully romance. That's all I know. I'm excited though. Then I have Only When It's Us by Chloe Liese. Chloe Liese is going to be at ApolloCon, and I know she is so loved, especially for the series. I am actually currently reading this one. I had been reading a lot of dark romance lately, and I just needed something a little bit more on the lighter side. So you guys on Instagram, if you don't follow me already, go ahead and follow me. It's always linked down below in the description box. Helped me choose this book. So that is my current read. A little update for you guys. Sorry if there was an angle change, but let's keep it moving. I have The Soulmate Equation by Christina Lauren. I have only read a couple of books by Christina Lauren. I think I've read The Honeymooners, which I honestly gave 4 stars back then when I first read it, but honestly it's probably a 3-star, not gonna lie. And I've read Love in Other Words, which I actually gave 5 stars to. I loved that book, and I just want to read more of her backlist because I own most of it. I just need to get to it because what if I like love all of the other ones that I own from her, so I can have them signed. Anyway, so yeah, I have The Soulmate Equation, and I also have Sweet Filthy Boy by Christina Lauren. That is also on my TBR. I have Sweet Filthy Obsession by Coralee June. I believe this is a duet or maybe a trilogy, but the bind up is called Sweet Filthy Obsession. I honestly don't know anything about this. I think it's Mafia, but I could be wrong. But she's gonna be at ApolloCon, and I want to read it. These next 2 books I'm actually highly anticipating. It might be my next read. This is Radiance by Grace Draven. I've heard nothing but great things about this book, and I think this whole series, I believe they're like standalones, but it's a whole series, I believe, like Wraith Kings or something. I don't know, but I want to read Radiance by Grace Draven, and I want to read Entreat Me by Grace Draven. I've heard amazing things as well about Entreat Me. I've heard it's just absolutely beautiful. I think it's like Beauty and the Beast retelling. I could be making that up, but I definitely want to get to it. Then I have A Kingdom of Stars and Shadow by Holly Renee. This is the first book in her debut series. I'm kind of iffy about it. I've heard mixed reviews, but it's on my list. Then I have Cold Hearted Bastard by Jenika Snow and The Good Side of Wrong by Jenika Snow. I wanted to add a couple of books to my list by Jenika Snow. I've read a lot of her books, but none of them have been 5 stars, and I think these are more of her longer books, so hopefully I end up loving them. Then I have Between Wrath and Mercy by Jess Wisecup. I've heard so many great things about this one. This is also a fantasy one, and it's quite chunky. This one I'm a little iffy about me being able to get to it just because it's so thick, but we'll see. I've heard nothing but great things about that one. Then I have The Lady Gets Lucky by Joanna Shupe. Joanna Shupe is gonna be there, and I know that she is the same person as Mila Finelli, which I have a question for y'all. Would it be bad if I brought my Mila Finelli books to Joanna Shupe's table? Like, is that disrespectful? Like, let me know, because I don't know, but like if it's the same person, like it's all her books, so I don't know if she would be mad because she's not pulling up as Mila Finelli, she's pulling up as Joanna Shupe. Either way, let me know down below in the comments if that's like not proper etiquette or something. I honestly don't know. If anything, I might just DM her and see what she says, but we'll have to see. But I do want to read The Lady Gets Lucky by Joanna Shupe. This is like the first or second book in this one series. Oh my god, I'm so bad at this. But Rachel from Rachel Reads and Sings says that I could totally skip the first book and just go straight into this one, and it's really good, so I'm gonna do that. Then I have Always Mine by Laura Pavlov. This is actually a friends to lovers. The hero is a firefighter, and that's all I need to know. It's a small town romance. I figured I'd dive into it. I've heard good things, but you never know. Small town romance is a hit or miss for me. Then I have You'll Think of Me by Lucia Franco. Like I said, I've tried Balance. It just wasn't for me. I might give it another shot. I don't know. But then she also has Hush Hush, which I'm also kind of iffy about starting because it's like a really big age gap, and she's like an escort or something, and there's like the whole best friend thing, and it's kind of, I've heard it's kind of like immature. I don't know. But I didn't want to choose that one because I didn't want to like not read it. So I chose You'll Think of Me, which I've heard nobody talk about, but she does have this standalone. Not quite sure what it's about, but it's on my list. Then I have Say You Swear by Megan Brandy. This one I've heard nothing but great things about. I'm actually excited for this one. I think it takes place in college. At least I hope so. And the alternative cover for this book is so good. Then I have Untying the Knot by Megan Quinn, as well as Right Right Man, Right Time by Megan Quinn. I've read Megan Quinn before and I've loved the books that I've read by her. Actually, I think I've only ever read one book by her. I think it was the one with the fake dating and the Cupids and the Chipotle. If you know, you know. But I wanted to reread that one to see if I actually like see if my rating has changed. But I heard some iffy things about Right Man, Right Time recently, like today. So now I'm a little iffy about it, but I still want to give her a shot. I do find Megan Quinn's like humor, like it connects with me. I know it doesn't connect with a lot of people, but I am excited to retry her. Then I have The Rivalry by Nikki Sloan, as well as Sorted by Nikki Sloan. I don't hear a lot of people talking about these two books, but I didn't want to read the Initiation because I had tried previously, and it's like so many books about the same couple, and I just didn't want to deal with that. So I just chose these two, and hopefully I like them. The Rivalry by Nikki Sloan is actually the one that I'm most excited for. I don't really know much about Sorted, so I don't know. Then I want to read Feather by Olivia Waldenstein. I believe this is a YA. I did get the gist of the plot earlier today. Our heroine is trying to gain feathers, so she teams up with this guy that actually doesn't want her to gain feathers. He actually ends up making her lose feathers, and she has to gain feathers so she can like ascend to this city thing, heaven, whatever you want to call it. I'm interested. It's been on my Kindle for so long, so I might as well. Then I have What Was Meant to Be by QB Tyler, as well as Unconditional by QB Tyler. I've had Unconditional by QB Tyler on my Kindle for so long, and I think I've tried to read it before, but I kind of soft DNF'd it. Like I didn't even reach 20% of the book. Like I just kind of, I think I might have gotten the ick, so I kind of put it away and I just haven't gone back to it. But I do want to give it a shot because I know it's so beloved by so many people. As well as What Was Meant to Be is actually QB Tyler's most recent release, I believe, and this one I think I will like a little bit better because it's not as taboo. I think it's dad's best friend, and I like the whole thing about the hero getting the heroine back. And I've just heard that QB Tyler is so spicy, which she is. I have read a book by her before. It wasn't my favorite. It did give me the ick a little bit, and I think that's why I haven't picked up any of her other books since reading that. But I know she is so loved, so I want to give her another shot. Then I have Promises and Pomegranates by Sav R. Miller. This will actually be a reread for me, but I want to go ahead and reread it and see if I want to continue this series. Plus the covers of these books is so stunning. I have Filthy by Serena Ackroyd, another mafia romance. I've heard nothing but great things. I actually own this one physically, but I will be reading it on my ebook. I think I own it as an ebook as well because it was free one time. I don't need to know anything about this except that it's a mafia romance. Last couple of books. Then I have Always Practice Safe Hex by Juliet Cross, as well as Resting Witch Face by Juliet Cross. I want to finish the Stay a Spell series before the new one comes out and before Apolycon, because I did pre-order books from this series by Juliet Cross. I'm so excited to get my hands on them, but I need to finish the series before I see her at Apolycon because I'm just dying to meet her and dying for her to sign my books. Like, she is one of the top authors I want to see when I get to Apolycon. Then I have Adrenaline by A.L. Woods. I did read Veritas by L.L. Woods, which was a 4.5, run it up to 5, run it down to a 4, really, I know, but it was a 5-star right after I finished it, so I really liked it. I like her writing. It really hit deep. I liked her heroine in that book, so I want to give Adrenaline a try. I think this one is another one of her standalones, I believe, and it's like kind of MFM, but at the end you only have like our main couple, which is an MF. That's all I know about it. Then last book I have on here is Savage Lover by Sophie Lark. Really, all of the books in Brutal Birthright I want to read because Sophie Lark is going to be at Apolycon and I'm so excited to meet her. I've given all of her books 4 stars. So like, I love her books and I'm excited to see her, but I want to read a book by her that I actually give 5 stars to. So 1, I need to finish that series. 2, she's going to be at Apolycon. And 3, I want to give one of her books 5 stars because I want her to sign my books. And I love the covers of her series. They're all so great. And I want to continue through the series and get to the 2nd generation and read also Snow and Ivan and all of those. So we'll see how many of those I get to, but I am on Savage Lover, so that's the one I have on my list. Those are all the books that I want to read in the month of April. Literally, wish me luck. I don't know how I'm gonna pull this off. Honestly, I might just end up going to Polycon and buying all of these books, whether I read them or not, because I want to see all of these authors. So there's gonna be so many authors besides these that I have written down, but these were the ones that were more compelling to me, authors that I've heard things about and like great things about. Otherwise, I would never get to all the authors that are gonna be in there. Like, trust me, there's no way. Anyways, that is enough talking for this video. Let me know the books that are on your TBR down below for April, and if you don't want to comment any of that, go ahead and comment a, you know what, my first instinct was a sparkle emoji for good vibes. So if you want to comment any of that, then go ahead and comment the sparkle emoji down below for good luck. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.